Hi everyone, so within this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form. So what you're going to do is you'll click here and you'll go ahead and title your form, whatever you need it to be. And once you change it there, it's automatically going to change the title of the form on the page. You can also give a short description as to what the form is about and why you're having the person fill it out. You can do that. You don't necessarily have to. Or you can also give directions if this is maybe a test or something that you're giving to students. So the first option that you have is to go ahead and create your first question. So what you'll do here is, what's nice about this is it's actually going to default. So if you want to have students or somebody type in an answer, it actually defaults to short answer. But maybe you're looking to see if you want them to do multiple choice. So maybe you'll type in the colors and you want to see based off those specific options what their favorite color is. So I'm going to go ahead and direct you over here to the options that you have in order to create a form. So as you saw, short answer appears. You can have the students write a paragraph. Multiple choice options. You can do check boxes. You can do a drop-down option. You can have people upload items, docs, images, anything along those lines. You can have the students kind of do like a linear scale, like a Likert scale on a scale of 1 to 5. What do you think? And they can go ahead and grade accordingly. You can do a multiple choice grid, a grid box. You can have them do a specific date. So like if you're collecting a specific date, you have the option to do that. A time, you have the option to do that. So that's really nice. So for example, I'll go ahead and create just another question so you can go ahead and see. So if I'm asking for a specific, what's cool about this is it gives you suggestions. So if you want to add them all, you can go ahead and add them all. And what's nice about that is it just inserts them there for you. If you want people to select multiple days, then that would be a checkbox option because then they can select multiple days. Multiple choice and drop down are really going to give you just one option. But what I like about this is if I use date, it's actually going to just have the person fill in what calendar date they'd like to meet. Now, other options that you have in creating questions is the ability to duplicate the question. Maybe you like the format and you just need to change the question. You can go ahead and copy it. You can erase it. You can make it required. So if I click this toggle, it means that it's going to make that question required. What you have here are these 3 dots. Those are some more options that you have. So you can add a short description. So you have the ability to add like specifics. So that's what the description is. You can have the time also be included too, because it's based off that question. Or you can include the year. Maybe you don't want the year. So those are some options that you have available. Now, based off this question up here, if I led this to be a short answer, I would click on these 3 dots to see what options I have. So description and response validation, this will come in later if you're doing maybe like a breakout EDU or an activity like that. So I'll go ahead and leave that for later. Other options that you do have, just to go over this, you have the ability to add more questions. You can import questions from maybe other forms that you've created. So it's a quick way if you have maybe like a long list and you want to import a question from any of the previous forms that you've created, you have the ability to do that. You can add like a text or title description, maybe before the next question set. So you have the option to do that as well as another descriptor. You have the ability to add some images in, a video, and add sections. So maybe you don't want all the questions to appear on one page. You can add some sections in, and that gives you that feature as well. Up here, you can add on or do add-ons that are specific to Google Forms, and I'll go over a couple with you on those. You can go ahead and customize your form. So it usually defaults to this lovely purple color, but if you want it to be a different color, you have the ability to do that, as well as maybe customize. Maybe you want a different color. So you can go ahead and choose those options as well. So that is the color palette or customizing your theme. You have the ability to preview this as well. So that's kind of nice. So this is what the preview option would look like. So this is just going to show you like a sample of what the viewer would see. So you have that feature as well. I'm going to go ahead and toggle back to the last screen. So you have that option. Your settings gear, this is where it's going to go into specifics. So you can collect the person's email address that's filling out the form. You can restrict it to just people within our domain. You can allow that person to only fill it out once, and maybe give them the option to maybe edit after they submit. So those are just the general settings that you can go ahead and customize. Within your presentation, you can give them a progress bar. So if this is a pretty lengthy form that you're having them complete, maybe they want to see how much longer they have to fill out. So that's an option they have as well. Shuffling the question order. So when I was in the classroom, I used to do this to ensure that students weren't necessarily copying from each other and had the ability to shuffle the questions. Show link to submit another response. So if you don't want them to submit another response, you can uncheck that box. And what they'll see is your response has been recorded, but you have the ability to customize this. So you have the ability to add a descriptive message if you'd like. Now, if you are a teacher and you're going to use this for the quizzing option, you have the ability to do this. So you can toggle this to make it a quiz. You have the ability to turn it in lock mode, so that's going to keep them on that tab. You can release their grade immediately. You can do it later. And then you have the ability to show them the missed questions, the correct answers, and the point values. So you have the ability to check those, or you can uncheck them as well. And once you're done with all the customizations and settings that you like, you go ahead and click save, and there you go. There's some more specifics to each of those that I'll go ahead and describe in other videos, but I wanted to give you a gist of that. Now, if I wanted to send this out maybe to a group of people, what's nice, because we are in our domain, you have the ability to send to specific groups if you've created them at your school site. So you can go ahead and type in here. So if I wanted to send this to all of my teachers at my site, I would go ahead and select that. I can go ahead and customize the title. I can include the form in the email as well. I can do it that way. I can add specific collaborators to this, and I'll go over this once I'm done explaining this, so I'll explain this to you in a minute. So this is just a quick way to send it out. I'm not going to send this out because my teachers would probably be like, what is she doing? If you want a quick way to copy the link and maybe just attach this link in a personalized email that you're going to create in Gmail, you can go ahead and copy this. If you want a shorter URL, they'll generate that for you as well. If you want to embed maybe this form to a web page that you're doing or anything along those lines, that'll give you that option as well. So those are just the quick ways that you can go ahead and send. Over here, what you'll see are the 3 dots for some more options that you have. So maybe you need to undo something that you just did. That option is here. You can make a copy of this form. You can move it to the trash. You can get a pre-filled link. You can print this. It's not necessarily that user-friendly in the printing part. It doesn't print accordingly, but it gives you the option to print nonetheless. You can go ahead and add collaborators. And what's nice about this is if you want somebody to create this form with you. So if maybe, for example, you're creating a survey that you want to go out to multiple people, but you want other people's opinions on there, you'll go ahead and type in their names. You can add a customized message to say, hey, this is what we're working on. I need it done by this time. And then you'll go ahead and click send, and that'll send to the people, and now they'll have access to go ahead and work on this form and customize it accordingly. So those are some of the things that Google Form has for you. I'm going to go ahead and go into some specifics in a little bit, but I hope that you find this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.